kind of in the way. Huh? Watch out! Watch out! You know, you're gonna find water pretty soon. What you finding in there? Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna have to fill that in. You're way below where I need to be. Well guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm digging a little bit of a trench here. I gotta build my greenhouse now, I think. It's been kind of a wet spring and I've not been working too much, so right now I just honestly can't afford to go out and buy the ash for working on the cabin, because I got to get the windows all trimmed out now next, so I can actually get the cabinets and everything installed. But I got to get a couple jobs under my belt, and things just been real slow to start this year. Probably not the greatest year of going on that trip, but what the heck, once in a lifetime. But I have gotten a few things done. I figured I'd do a little update video. This greenhouse, I already have the windows for. With work being slow right now, I figured I'd go ahead and start on this footings for the greenhouse. It's going to be 12 by 24. Not real big, but not real small. It'd be big enough to do quite a few starter plants and stuff like that. I'm going to use a doubled up 6x8, those posts that I use for the garden over here. I'm going to just go too high on the 8-inch side, so I'm 16 inches up, and then fill the interior with crushed rock or something. Then go ahead and use green treat on the rest of the building. But of course it'll have to match the cabin a little bit where there is wood, so I'll do the board and batten on all that. But I figured I'd do a little update video, seeing how I haven't been real true to the channel as of late. We got the garden in. I'll go ahead and take you around and show you that. Anyhow guys, I'm inside the garden, and of course I have to keep Grizzly outside, so the Griz will probably be whining and crying a little bit in the video. He likes to get in here and help dig too, but that's not so good when you got the plants all in. We'll start off on here. Last year I had tomato plants over here also, and then here also. But this year we're going to try a couple pumpkin in the bed, along with a couple zucchini, and I believe a couple squash or cucumber. I'm not quite sure what. And then last year I had a whole bunch of bell pepper and jalapeno, and this year I put a couple plants of cayenne in. Unfortunately, we've gotten so much rain, the garden's really doing kind of crappy. There's a few things that are doing well. The potatoes over here, are really loving the rain. There's both russet and red, baby reds in there. Then this year I planted peas, and the ducks didn't get them like they did last year, so they're doing fairly well. Been really kind of a cool summer so far. Today is again only about 65. It's supposed to get up to 70, but I'll believe it when I see it. So from the potatoes, I got some mint here. I don't want it in my garden, so I'm gonna, as soon as the dog mellows out some, I'm gonna try to plant it around the garden. I guess spearmint's supposed to help with spearmint and peppermint are both supposed to help with mosquito control. And this year, the mosquitoes have been atrocious out here. Like I said, it's been raining, it seems like every other day, so they are really, really out in force. I think that is part of the reason why my salary isn't doing any good. That and the cool weather. So that's celery in there, and that was really, really yellow at one time. Now it seems to be clearing up a little bit. And of course I got some weeds coming in. They don't seem to stop with this rain. But those are yellow and banana peppers, and then green peppers again, because we went through all of them last year. But everything just seems stunted. Then then I decided I'd try out doing some head lettuce. I don't know if that'll come out or not. Nothing else. I think I can probably eat the leaves off of it. And some more celery, but that got ate early in the year by a ground squirrel. Since then we kind of eliminated a few of them. And I've been using a spray in here, to kind of a pepper spray type thing, to try to make it not as tasty. And then of course I got cabbage, a couple different types of cabbage in here. An early variety and then a late variety, or the red. And I want to try my hand at making some sauerkraut if I can get these to head up. A couple plants of cauliflower, and again they got kind of chewed up by the ground squirrel earlier this year. More onions, and of course I got a thin and weed again. The carrots. Kind of looks like something's been in here again. Another hole. Yeah, so anyhow, the peas are doing really good. I hope to can up a bunch of them. And then the potatoes, I think I'll probably slice them up and just pressure can them also. Blueberries there I think are going to be kind of a hit and miss thing. They might make it, they might not make it. They just got leaves on the very bottoms of them. But the raspberries are doing fantastic. You know, they're starting to flower out big time. And then the strawberries, you just will not believe how well they're doing this year. This is the ever-bearing group here, and they got strawberries growing everywhere. And still tons of flowers coming out. This is the June-bearing side, and they didn't do so well, but they're still producing some. You know, I'm hoping to get enough to can up some jam of both the strawberry and the raspberry. So a couple years ago I processed up, I don't know, 24 half pints of raspberry jelly from or raspberry jam from the wild raspberries. So I'm hoping this year I can get a dozen or two out of the domestic mixed in with some of the wild, and then hopefully another dozen or two half pints of strawberry jam. And of course, you know, that's always a fun project to do out on the deck of the cabin. So hopefully that video will come out this year or not. I'm not sure, but with luck it will. So then after last year's little bit of a drought, this year the apple trees seem to be doing all right. And of course everyone's favorite is Grizzly. As you seen earlier, he is getting quite big, growing like a weed. He's guesstimation of about 65 pounds now. Woohoo, looks like the sun might actually come out for a change. Maybe the dragonflies will come back out. But I figured I'd take a walk back here and show you the apple trees. The one nice thing about all these apple trees is every one of them are branching out now finally. I was really nervous after last year's drought. We were watering them with 5-gallon buckets and 55-gallon drum, if people remember earlier in the last year's videos. And you just don't get enough water on them that way. But this year we've had so much rain that I almost kind of was worried that they were going to start turning yellow and drowning out back here. I need to get in here and clean up around them, around these cages, pull the cages out and clean up the weeds and stuff around them, but I haven't really wanted to until more of the wildflowers come out around the area for the bees. Oh, Grizzly got up from his nap. Gotta check everything out now. Make sure nothing changed in the 20 minutes that he was napping. And the sun did manage to come out and it got warm. So no comments please on them white sexy legs of mine. Yeah, go chase that. I'm just going to interject here and make an obvious fact here. This is not concrete. These are those green treat posts that I used in the garden. These are getting buried a bit, so I'm hoping like heck frost doesn't grab them, but there is a possibility of it. So we are staggering the seams on each level, and then I'll have a continuous bottom plate on the walls, and hopefully if frost does grab anything, it just grabs one corner or something and lifts everything evenly, and then in the spring resets it. Kind of the same scenario, but I use pier blocks on the woodshed, and that's held up pretty good over 2 winters now. I'm using 12-inch landscaping spikes to nail everything together, and let me tell you, at the end of the day, you really feel it. Took about 50 pounds to get the 3 levels all anchored like this, 2 in each corner, and then up to 5 per post. But all in all, it seems to be pretty dang secure. And of course, like I said earlier, we'll put a 2x6 plate, continuous plate all the way across and anchor that on top of it very well. That'll make a man out of you. you don't want to put your tongue on that. As I wrote in an earlier clip, it took 3 timbers high in order to get above that back section of the high spot in the ground there. So what we did is basically filled in the interior with the gravel that we took out, and then I'll bring in crushed rock to fill that to within 6 inches of the top, along with having landscape material underneath of it. Anyhow guys, if you made it through this long, I appreciate it, and we will see everybody on the next one. Hopefully with some walls on this thing. But in the meantime, sit back and enjoy some of the pictures and clips of the old Griz walking around down by the bridges.